before we had our, let's say, amazing platform, is that we were delaying in projects. Each time a new project came in, there was a challenge looking at into integration. The main question that was raised all of the time is, are we able, or will we be able to integrate it, and what will be the effort to integrate it? We had delayed in go lives because it was managed externally by another company, and we were dependent on them. We didn't have the internal knowledge or capability to create the processes inside the tool that we had prior to Workato. And the system itself was so complex, it was just hard to manage and hard to understand. Each time a new logic came in, or if we started developing the process and it came up different than when we thought at the beginning, when we got into the project, we just encountered many difficulties and issues and need to circle back and do everything from scratch. So it was a very frustrating process each time integration was involved in a project. We were able to understand why the process is failing, what is the cause, understand the root cause, and then understand what we need to do in order to improve the logic, or when we need to modify the process in order for it to succeed in the next jobs. And that's basically by the ability of the way Workato presents the logs or the recipe job, where you can see all of the steps that the job went through, what happened in each step, the input, output, and the way it's presented. It's very readable, very understandable. We took the process that we had in the previous tool and then just migrated into Workato in a better way. In many times, we just rewrote the whole process. We just read it in the previous system, thought, what can we do now? We took this migration or this move to the new platform as a chance to rebuild it in a better way, to do it in a smart way, like as an opportunity, as not as a challenge. And from there on, people just from the business side was starting to feel that we are delivering fast. So that increases the business requirements on and on and on. And this is the circle that's just feeding itself, where we got in more and more requirements and just delivering them better and better, or more, or faster and faster. Another tool that we were able to leverage with Workato, that we were not able to do with the previous system, is the workbot, Slack workbot, where we have interactions with end users. And this can be in different processes. It can be in the procurement side with NetSuite. It can be with notifications from Salesforce, depending on the event. So this gives another new experience to the end user, where you are interacting with him in a more interesting way, in the place that he's at all of the time, in sometimes in a more understandable way even. Not like in a long, blurry, complex email, just like a short notification with an action button or some detailed information that is showed up in a better way, more understandable way, like a more graphic one. And that gives good impression. We got good impressions from end users that they like this way of interaction with them. Development cycles just became from weeks to days, and sometimes less, sometimes hours, and depending on the case, but mainly from weeks to days. So that can be because we have internal resources or people that can manage it from different levels. For example, the developer is working on Workato internally, and end users sometimes, or power users, can look at the logic, understand it, and correct it if needed, and they can suggest ideas. The second one, that's like almost a result of the first one, is that we grew from 4 recipes or 4 processes to 30 in just less than 18 months. And that's a very big boom to us, at least. And we felt it immediately. Just as I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, just as business requirements came in fast and fast, and we were delivering fast and fast, we just increased our recipe count almost immediately, and we are still increasing. The last thing I wanted to mention is that we have 97% successful jobs, meaning that our ability to create flexible and sometimes complex logics in Workato in an understandable way helps us to catch most of the business cases.